Okay, let me fix this real quick. Alright, am I good? Yes, I'm good. Okay, so, starting from the top. Minasan konnichiwa, Sekai no Hakaisha Cosplay here. And, as I'm sure you remember from my last vlog that I've done, that I was gonna go to Japan. Well, I'm back home from Japan, and let's just say, even though I only lasted there for a week, I had, like, the best vacation I've ever had. Like, hands down, no comparison. My little advice for anyone who wants to travel to Japan. Make sure you do your research, obviously, regarding the culture, and also ask people that either live in Japan or have visited Japan before. Make sure you ask them for more details that you might not know about. In fact, there are even things that I didn't know about, and I'm also willing to make a separate video based on the things that I've actually learned regarding the Japanese culture in general. And also, save your money. And also budget wisely too for food and also merch. And for this video, I'm just gonna go over like my merch, but in regards to things I've done throughout my my week there, I'll separate it into separate videos, and they'll be getting their own video as well. So yeah, excuse me while I drink some non-sponsored G Fuel and get started with some of the merch. And I'm gonna start with this stuff bestowed to me by my family, as it was gonna be a Christmas gift. So family comes first. Everything else I'll definitely reveal at the appropriate time. And I'm just gonna go one by one. I'm not gonna do it like most to least favorite or any other stuff like that. I'm just gonna pull out whatever is in my hands and showcase you guys. So, as one of the many things that was gifted to me is this little Kamen Rider GO sticker, or sticker pack. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest GO fan myself, but if I have things bestowed to me, even if it's based on a series that I'm not too fond of, like Forza, for example, I don't mind things like that being bestowed to me. So I'm actually very thankful that this was actually bestowed to me. So yeah, this is definitely one of the many occasions where I'm like, this is special to me. Even if someone gifted me something from Hibiki, then I'll be able to value that as well. And I still need to watch Hibiki. Oh my god, what is up with me? And also, the next thing that I wasn't expecting is an X-Aid hand towel. And now for those that know me, even though my favorite rider is Decade, series-wise, X-Aid is my favorite. And I have a lot of Decade and X-Aid merch, and I obviously have a thing for Yuya Takahashi. And I also got myself a little K-Touch train pass, excuse me. Even though I already have the Deca Driver one that I actually bought off of Mercari, this is still cool to have, especially given my love for the Sekai no Hakaisha. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the strap for this one came with a black strap rather than the magenta seen here for the K-Touch. And also, I don't have any plans on losing this, but if I do, at least I have a backup, so that's cool. And another thing I got is this little Decade versus Den-O, one of these projector film things. I can't remember what they're called, but do you remember those little red blocks where you put a piece of film in it and you just like act like you take a picture of it? Like when we were kids, like toddler age, give or take. This is what it's like, but it seems to be power rated by watch batteries, so it looks like it'll actually project rather than just you peeking through it and be like, ooh, look at all the pretty colors. And I also got my ticket to Tokyo Disney, which surprisingly enough isn't in Tokyo, despite it being labeled as Tokyo, but what can you do about that? Geography, am I right? And one thing that my brother actually won for me while I was over there was this little coin purse of Spurga, the grass cat from Scarlet and Violet. Oh my god, what is up with me? And now, even though normally in America, I'm used to just like putting my change aside and just focus on the dollar bucks in my actual wallet, but surprisingly enough, Japan is a cash-based society, and one of the main things that they actually do is they carry coins around. And honestly, just holding so many coins in the palm of my hands and just pulling them out, I honestly feel like a greed from O's. I'm not gonna lie. And I also got this acrylic X-Aid sticker, or no, not sticker, keychain, I heard from my sister saying that it was a train pass, and I only see one instance where you can actually slide a train pass in this. But in regards to sliding it out, I don't even know where exactly you slide out the train pass from. And it's also got the little hole for the little keychain ring on there, so there's nothing I can do about that. So, I mean, I'm still thankful for this. Alright, next up we have a couple of other things, and then we'll move on to the next one. Got a little Deca Driver strap for from Movie War 2010. And even has a little Gold Decade logo on there. Oh, how so fancy. This is adorable. And also, the best character in X-Aid, Kamen Rider Genmu. Specifically, Level X. Dangerous Zombie! I also have a thing for Shindan Kuroto. And also a little Ichigo magnet, or at least I think it's a magnet. Let me see if my lamp is magnetic. Yep, it is magnetic, and it is a magnet, so at least I know what else to put on my fridge. Oh, look at this! More X-Aid merch from the Kamen Rider store in Tokyo. And it's X-Aid doing the Mighty Critical Strike in a very nice, cool, simplistic, chibi-ified art. Oh my god, this is so cool. And yet so retro at the same time, given the color scheme. And I also got myself a little journal for Vento Oreo. Obviously, I couldn't say no to having something that I could keep my thoughts in or anything like that. But, yeah, it looks like it has, like, a mini, I guess, like, a mini manga panel in there. I'm not sure. Let me check real quick. And upon further inspection, it's actually a little sticker sheet with some manga panels and, the sound effects. Well, not sound effects, but the onomatopoeia and other things like that. And it's got Doppio as well as Diablo. Inside, it's pretty self-explanatory, but just the little, I guess I'll call it the little tats on Diablo, and also the phone for Doppio. So yeah, pretty cool little thing to have, just to like, oh, it even says to be continued on the back. In a very fancy way, I might add. I love Vento Oreo, and I still need to read the manga. And I even have something from the manga that I'll showcase later, but I'm proud with this. And something that was given to me on the spot, because, well, they already have duplicates of these, is little stickers from Futo PI. And the stickers that I got are of the Futo PI logo, very nicely done. Venthamidia Florida, the anemone, and of course everyone's favorite flip-flop girl and Tokime, in a very nice holographic sticker. And also on top of the Fukushima bag, which is where my brother is from, the last thing in here, outside of the bag itself, is a little Ichigo plushie, and not just a Ichigo plushie, excuse me, and obviously not just the 50th anniversary Ichigo plushie, but do you guys remember the little, I guess what I'll call the Sega building before it got quote-unquote rebranded into Geekdom or something? But before it became Geekdom, this was one of the many things that was in the Sega vicinity before it got renamed. And now I have a little travel buddy. In fact, here's a little picture right here of Ichigo just traveling on a plane with me. As cute as this is, I'm not gonna lie, the antennae, I know they're supposed to be cotton given it's a plushie, but I feel like they've been getting twisted all around, so I think I might just super glue them into place to make them stay on there more securely, but I don't know at the moment. But it's still great that I actually have a little travel buddy. Okay, family stuff out of the way, time to pull out some gachapon related things. And now for this one, as much as I love Taiko no Tatsujin, one of the things I got from one of the machines is a little Engi Taiko no, this little drum thing. Another thing that I actually found just at random, and this was actually based off of something that Pepsi was advertising, as they had the Pepsi from Back to the Future 2 as one of their lineups within the machine itself. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get that, but instead, I got myself the traditional Pepsi bottle and a little keychain. You can already tell what it looks like, but it's what I'll call the 90s Pepsi bottle. And all I gotta say is, I definitely prefer this look over what we have for Pepsi nowadays. And now these, I actually found at Kamen Rider the Diner, and I'll definitely bring on my merch regarding that. In fact, I also got this from there as well. But one of the machines was actually, they actually had little belt pins where they actually look like the miniature boxes of the deluxe toys, and the belt itself is a pin. Excuse me, I am burping so much right now. The one thing that caught my attention was they had a Decade one, or they had a Deca driver on there, but I wasn't able to get Decade, unfortunately. But what I got was the Zeronos belt, and you can actually see what I mean by that. Here's the little belt itself, and a cute little chibi-ified version of the deluxe toy belt. And I also got the original Lost Driver, and I also got myself the Hibiki belt. Oh, purple, I wonder what this one is. Oh, yep, it's Hibiki. And last, well, second to last, actually. On day one, I actually found a little gachapon machine that was actually carrying 5 different keychains for Seen Kamen Rider, and from the lineup, I got all of them except for 2. And that would be the Shocker Mask as well as the Tachibana Racing Club. There we go. There's the lineup. And I got the Seen Typhoon, Seen Shocker, and the logo of the movie itself. And last but not least, from the Gachapon machine lineup of merch that I got, hello there. I got myself an Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber keychain. And without the blade in it, this thing is bright. And I mean bright. Like literally, I could just shine my face and, oh god! Okay, don't do what I did. But yeah, lock the blade into place, and you got yourself a little lightsaber keychain. Looks like I know what to bring with me to the rave next time I go to one. But yeah, moral of the story, Gachapon is like gambling. Except you're not forking over tens and thousands of dollars just on little plastic balls with little trinkets here and there. So yeah, I'm at least glad with my lineup. Still wish I had that Deca driver one though. And now for the next one, I actually went to visit the Pokemon Center. Well, not like one of the big ones where it has like Mewtwo in the scientific tube of sorts, or even like Charizard or anything like that. But I went to what I'll call like the mini stores in Tokyo. But I didn't bother going too overboard regarding the Pokemon merch that I got there. But I got myself a Master Ball, and nothing really too special here outside of it just being like another Master Ball. And also another Master Ball. But this one actually came with little candy apple treats of sorts. And also a little Hunko stamp of the electric cat thing. I'm sorry, I'm more familiar with Gen 1 and a little bit of Gen 2. All the other generations, not so much, but I think this is Sphinx, if I'm not mistaken. And there's already 1,000 plus Pokemon nowadays. I am so rusty. But there's one that actually is my favorite, and one that I couldn't say no to. A tiny little Lugia. The little Pokemon Fit Lugia plushie. And oh my god, this is adorable. So adorable. Okay, before we continue onwards, I'm just gonna take my hoodie off, because it's getting hot in the land of corn right now, so there we go. Now this one is actually very special to me. And now the bag itself actually came with the Pokemon merch that I got, but with what's in here, I actually had to save it for this occasion, given the size. But let's just say if you love finding stuff in thrift stores, you're gonna love Book Off. First off, I got a little Eevee figurine. And as you can see, $5. Yeah, that's how cheap it is. At least in terms of price point. And now, not for everything per se, but a lot of things. And since I also got Eevee, I also had to go for another favorite of mine, Lucario. And another piece of JoJo merch that I got, and I still need to actually read this part as well as the part after this. It's the first volume of Steel Ball Run. And I'm aware that this is a lot of people's favorite part in all of JoJo. However, my only exposure to the story was from the anime, and I know people have told me to read the manga. However, let's just say, after seeing what happened to Danny and Phantom Blood, I'm not gonna bother with that, but there are some differences between the manga and the anime that I know about, but I'm just gonna stick to the anime. Just plain and simple. So, sorry, JoJo manga fans. But I still bought this because, hey, I thought, why not? And unfortunately, I don't have the Valkyrie Progrise key, but I got the 2 Progrise key holsters for the 01 driver. Oh, I totally forgot about this. I also got the Gen Ride Watch. Oh yeah, I also got myself a little magenta and purple Zaku right here. And don't worry, I'll get to the Gundam merch eventually. And now, given the things I've seen on eBay, I know that in comparison to the US, N64 games are a lot cheaper there than they are here, especially in today's apocalypse, as I'll call it. I actually got quite a few select games. For starters, I got Pokemon Stadium 1, and since I got that, I actually did get something that I used to have when I was a kid, but I regret selling. 3. Well, 2 here, obviously. But I definitely had the English version of this, and let's just say I have yet to open this and actually play it for myself, but I'm still glad to have this. And I'll definitely buy the English version just because, when I can. I just need to financially recover from all of this. And something I've never actually experienced before, but I've always wanted to. I mean, I do have some of the games, but not every one of them. I got all 3 Mario Party games. But yeah, I believe that's all there is for the book off merch. Oh, no, wait, scratch that. I forgot 2 things. Watashi wa fumetsuda. $33 for Shindan Kuroto. I couldn't say no to this. And obviously, even though he's got the angry, screamy face, I'm just gonna go for that face when I actually display Shindan Kuroto. And one thing that I was surprised to find, the Decade Complete CD box, featuring not only the soundtracks from the show, as well as from remixes from Rider Chips and Suhei Naruse. And it also comes with a little DVD, which don't want that to fall out. A little DVD with music film labeled as there. If I had to make a guess, it's probably the music videos for Journey Through the Decade as well as the next decade. But this is still cool to have. Though my only gripe with this one is it doesn't have the Black and Black RX track from the Black mini arc in Decade. But, I'm so glad with this purchase. Nothing I'll lose sleep over. I guess next up I'll start with the Akihabara merch. If you're going to Japan and if you want to see Akihabara, my only 2 things to give to you advice-wise is, if you're not a huge fan of massive crowds or even narrow hallways within some of the shops, not all the shops, but a handful from the ones that I visited, you're gonna have a hard time navigating yourself through there. That's all I'm gonna say. The things that I actually did get over there was a miniature Gen helmet, also a little Decade Ride card, or sound card thing. And I also have another one of this from the from when I went to the Kamen Rider store, but I'll show that later on. And one thing that I've been eyeballing for so long, I got myself a God Hand. Finally. And now for this one, I wasn't expecting to come across it in one of the shops that I visited. And I've heard on and off about the God Hand itself, but I've never actually experimented with it, because when it comes to my current model kit building situation, I'm used to what I'll call the El Cheapo God Hand, the P125 it's called? PN125. This is what this is. Where you could get it for about somewhere between 12 to 15 bucks at your local hobby shop, depending on where you buy this from. But this one, I'm definitely going to be proud to experiment with this when I get to my backlog of kits. And while on the subject of Kamen Rider store, might as well just bring that out. And I actually had to buy the bag separately. Nothing I can do about that, but still proud. And I also have some stuff from the diner as well, this being one of them. But in fact, while on the topic, I might as well just pull those out if I can find them somewhere. I don't see them anywhere, but if I see them, I'll definitely pull them out immediately. But, got myself a little Kamen Rider store Tokyo pin. And now this one, technically, I didn't find in the store itself, but I found it in one of the mini shops. And I couldn't say no to this little Decade pin set, where it has a Decade and in the nice gold holographic print on there, which I think is his catchphrase of Tori Shigari no Kamen Rider da. Unfortunately, no oboitoke, and also the nicely printed Decade logo on this one right here. And of course, I also got myself a little Decade mini pamphlet folder thingy. Why did I buy this? I had to, just because. Though I didn't buy every single Decade merch, let's just put it that way. I also got myself a little Decade acrylic stand, and also a little X8 name tag thing, showcasing not only— oh my god, there's nice art on the back. I'll definitely get to that. Showcasing not only which number in the Heisei era this is the entry to, like in this case being 18 of the 20 Heisei installments, but also the gamer driver, as well as does it feature Emu Hojo? Yeah, Emu Hojo at the bottom. Kamen Rider X8, Action Gamer Level 1, Muteki Gamer. So, yeah, brief little history about the rider, the character, not so much of who the character of Emu Hojo is, but still nice nonetheless. And on the back, here's the nice art that I was talking about. Oh yeah, you want an acrylic keychain? Here's an acrylic keychain for you. Final Takuraido. And here's the other henshin sound card that I was talking about. In fact, while at it, I'm gonna open that one up and see if there's a huge difference between these two. And nope, it's the same as what's on the cover. Another thing that I found was these little Kamen Rider keychains. Now, unfortunately, they didn't have Decade specifically. They had everyone else from the Heisei era, from Kuga to Ji-O, but no Decade, surprisingly enough. So I went for my favorite series, and obviously that being X8, so it's still cool to have. And another thing that wasn't in the store itself was this little hairpin thing that actually has a Decade's logo. And now, unfortunately, if I had longer hair, I would definitely put it on me. But since I don't, I bought it just because. And also this little keychain thing. And now, originally, I thought it was like one of those, I guess you would call the long distance push thingies, whatever they are, to ring doorbells and grab items and stuff. But no, this is just another acrylic keychain. It actually has a nice art of Decade himself. About the gap here, I'm not sure what that's about. But from the back of this, it looks like it can stand on its own. And also, one thing that I wasn't expecting to find: breath mints. Literal breath mints. In the store itself. And I'm so scared about trying to rip this open because I don't want to destroy the Decade driver. There's so many things I don't want to destroy. Now, one thing I was actually surprised about, and that's something that I've actually adapted to regarding Japanese society, are two things. One, umbrellas, and two, tote bags. And surprisingly enough, this wasn't the tote bag of choice that I actually decided to carry around with me. And now, I got this because, obviously, I love the box art of the Deca driver from the CSM line, the first CSM Deca driver. And I couldn't say no to this. I mean, I like the Deca driver 2.0, but I just really miss the box of the OG. But I'm at least glad to have some form of CSM merch regarding the 1.0. In fact, here's the nice art that I was talking about. And the final thing that I bought at the store itself is a Geeks shirt. And now, I don't know if this will fit me, but only one way to find out. Okay, got my Desire driver. Just let me find the on switch if I can. ID core. The respective boost and magnum buckles. Henshi! It's a little snug and I still need to lose some weight, but it fits me. Perfect. And now is on to the big stuff. The Yokohama Gundam Factory. And I got myself a big bag. What, you thought I was gonna walk away with a little bag? Please. And I'll actually start smallest to biggest, size-wise. And now starting with the smallest, I actually got two postcards here. One actually showcases the F00, or F00, F100 as I like to call it. But yeah, I think this one folds out, if I'm not mistaken. I saw it fold out on the display while I was over there, but I'm not going to showcase it here. But I got that. And something that I actually couldn't say no to was this little anime illustration of the exhibit itself. Like, the F100 actually just sitting down, and for some reason no Amuro Ray piloting the mobile suit itself, but it still looks great. So yeah, if you were to pick one postcard and one postcard only, I would definitely recommend this one. And while on the topic of freebies, or small things, I got myself a Witch from Mercury sticker set. Nothing too special outside of the logo, as well as a nice illustration with the Aerial Gundam and Mercury. I still need to watch Witch of Mercury myself. I'm so sorry, but I'm at least aware of the Aerial Gundam as a design. Witch from Mercury, not of Mercury. What kind of a Gundam fan now am I? Oh, and also this little Season 2 mini pamphlet thing showing the lineup of the Witch from Mercury merch, as well as illustrations and a lot of other things that I don't know about. A lot of other things, and figure-ized standard, yada yada yada, all that stuff. So yeah, that's all that is for the small merch. And now I got myself a little Huddle popcorn bucket, and I couldn't say no to the magenta on this because, well, let's just say if you know, you know. But yeah, it also came with a little lanyard, and even the little ears pop out and they also stick out. But when you actually buy this, it'll come with a lanyard already attached onto the thing itself, and it's just a really nice looking fancy F100 lanyard showcasing the Yokohama Gundam Factory, the F100 labels or decals, including warning and a lot of other stuff. But yeah, it's cool to have. And now I've heard that they also had other colors outside of orange, green, and magenta. Like they had a blue one and a red one and others, but I'm happy with just the one that I have. And my sister has both this and the green one. Anyways, I also got myself the Real Grade Strike Rouge. And now, normally, from my first experience with Real Grade kits, it was with the Ale Strike as well as the Justice Gundams, both of which I wasn't a huge fan of, but regarding a color scheme, I couldn't say no to this. If I could, I would go for the Master Grade, as I'm more of a Master Grade person myself. And now this one technically was a book off find that I was able to find, but when my family and I arrived at the factory itself, they didn't have any in stock. But I got what I'll call the Master Grade of the F100 Granddaddy. And now for this one, I'm actually gonna do something special to it instead of just building what comes out of the box. I'm gonna do my best to custom paint it as accurately as possible. And now for the stickers, for the gunmetal parts, I'm not gonna bother with those because I actually bought myself the Simpro water slide decals, and I'm just gonna bother with like warning, caution, all that stuff on this one. And the gunmetal parts, as well as the very, very dull white or light gray, I'll paint those myself. But yeah, I'm gonna paint this as much as I can. Not quite as accurate, but as happy as I want it to be. Because Gunpla is supposed to make you happy, regardless of your crafting skill or painting skill. any kind of skill. Model kits are art, and you can do whatever you want with your art, and no one should gatekeep you nor belittle you based on your experiences. Obviously, I had to get this, but I'm not exactly sure if this will fit. Now, I only got this because of the manipulators, or the hands as I like to call them. But obviously, since I'm a fan of Kamen Rider, and when I saw this do the Tendo Soji Walk the Path of Heaven pose, obviously I couldn't say no to that, and I wanted the mega size one, but they didn't have that in stock either. So this was the next best thing, and I'm not sure if these will fit onto this, but when I actually do get to building this, only time will tell. So yeah, a lot to experiment with this one for me. And last but certainly not least, regarding Gundam in general, the bust. Now, I know I just said that the Master Grade was the next best thing. If I had to own anything of the 1/48th scale or the mega size scale, I just thought to myself, why not? So yeah, got this, I did. But yeah, that's all the Gundam merch. And now I'm actually almost done with this, and I can't believe how long this has gone. I'm already getting exhausted at this point, but I'm almost done, so please bear with me. And now one of the foods that was a complete 180 to me, out of everything that I've eaten over there, was curry. And I know some of you are gonna think to yourself, what, you've never had curry before, Jake? What's wrong with you? Well, the thing is, I've had curry before, but not in the same level as the Nihonjin have. And let's just say my first experience with curry was with a local Indian restaurant in my area, and I know people are gonna tell me that is a terrible way to experience it. And let's just say I'm very sensitive to spicy stuff, even if it's like the most mildest of mild levels of spice. But regardless of spice level, you better have like 20 glasses of milk or ranch in front of me. That's all I'm gonna say. But I still have yet to try this and actually cook it and eat it. But I got myself some some Mount Fuji curry, Fujisan blue curry. Not exactly sure what it tastes like, but when I get there, I'll definitely be pleased. And I actually found this as a little freebie with some treats that I also bought at Family Mart. And speaking of Family Mart, I'm just gonna pull this hot take right out of my ass. Family Mart chicken, so much better than KFC, and way better than Cane's. Fight me. Ready. Fight. I went to Family Mart, and this was one of the many freebies that I got after purchasing a couple of treats. And I got myself a little clear folder of Shin Ichigo, or Battaog, as he's called in the beginning of the film. Spoilers for Shin Kamen Rider. But yeah, it's got a nice illustration of Shin Ichigo, and another nice illustration on the back itself. So yeah, glad I have this, in case if I wanted to store away like any secret folders or whatever. So that way I'm like, yeah, the plans to the Death Star go here. So yeah, that's all there is for Family Mart stuff. And now this one, I actually got the day of, when I actually got to see Shin Kamen Rider, which was the 18th. And now I landed on the 17th, and I know some theaters were showing the film as of when I landed in Japan. But given the jet lag that I've experienced and how tired I was, I didn't want to go the extra mile to actually watch it on day 1 or day 0, whatever you want to say. But I know one of my friends actually saw it on the 17th during his visit. But here are some of the things that I got. And I've only seen the film once. And let's just say if you're a Kamen Rider fan, go see it. Pretty much how Johnny reacted in his Sonic Mania review. One of my friends pretty much reacted the same way regarding this film. But anyways, enough talking. I shall go ahead and pull out this little folder. And unfortunately, I didn't get myself the Shin Cyclone drink holder thing, unfortunately. I thought to myself, do I really need this? I mean, looking back at it, I thought it was like a little cute accessory that you could buy as like another option, but another part of me is just thinking, why don't I go ahead and go to eBay and just buy it, even if I have to deal with shipping and other stuff. But The first thing that I got was a little popcorn bag, and unfortunately I relied on the bucket instead of the bag itself, but on one side it has a nice illustration of a Shin Nigel, and on the front, Shin Ichigo. And along with that, came with another mini folder thing showcasing the first Shin Kamen Rider poster with Shin Ichigo and the Shin Cyclone, and also the Shin Shocker logo on the back. And I also got a little card in here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, I actually got to see the film in IMAX, and I tried looking for the little card, or the little sealed card, when I actually got to see it in IMAX. I can't find it for the life of me, but one of the things I actually did get while walking in the theater is this nice little IMAX poster, and also a little flyer advertising the figure arts of Shin Ichigo, and of course, Shin Nigel. I also forgot to mention regarding one of my purchases is this one I couldn't say no to, obviously, because beep beep beep. Wait, I got that, and wait, is it? Oh my god! The card was in this the whole time! Oh my god, what is up with me? But yeah, similar to what the Shin Kamen Rider chips have, you also get a little card in here, but let's see what I got. And it looks like I get 2 cards in here. Oh, I got Shin Ichigo and Ruriko. 50 and 51. Very nice. So glad with these 2. And I still feel so dumb about not realizing where it went. Anyways, onto the Shin merch. Let's see. Oh, I also got this Tachibana Racing Club license plate with the Shin Kamen Rider logo. And one thing that I actually found, and unfortunately they didn't have any mini posters, even though I got the mini IMAX poster, but I tried looking for a poster for Shin Kamen Rider, but I got the pamphlet here, which on one side actually has Shin Ichigo, and of course the actor portraying Takeshi Hongo on the back. And I really want to open this, but unfortunately the shrink wrap on this thing actually has the Shocker logo. And also, if you want to be happy, be. Like, the moment I just found out, like, there is no way I'm gonna be able to access this thing without damaging this. Should I open this? Should I keep it as mint as possible? I really don't know. I mean, even though technically I could make this decision myself, but I'm just torn between do I not? Also, I got myself a little phone ring thingy of the Tachibana Racing Club, and also a little Shin Ichigo plushie. And they also had Nigel as well as Hayato and Hongo as part of the plushie lineup. And they also had the little Tsum Tsum of Shin Ichigo and Shin Nigel as well. And here's some of the diner merch that I got in here. This one I actually had to be very careful with upon transporting, but I mentioned I went to Tokyo Disney, and one of the restaurants that we went to was the Queen of Hearts restaurant. I think it was called. I'll show an image here. In it, I actually got a little dessert plate of this with Alice in Wonderland. On the back it says Tokyo Tokyo Disneyland. Sorry for the coughing. I'm okay. I also got myself the Shin Kamen Rider coffee mug, which I couldn't say no to, especially since I love drinking coffee in the morning. First impressions, right out of the box, definitely looks cool, and even has a little logo on the side as well. Oh, I also got myself some hand sanitizer with Nigel, and I thought this was Ichigo at first, but the label itself actually read Nigel, so hey, at least I got some form of merch of Hayato Ichimonji. I mean, don't get me wrong, as much as I love Hayato as a character, I do like Hongo just a little more in comparison. But yeah, I also got myself the 2 metal sets of Ichigo and Nigel of the posters. Ichigo in gold and Nigel in silver. Very nicely detailed, and both have the Tachibana Racing Club logo on the back. And I also got a little coin purse, even though I already have the grass kitten. But I still got this just because. And I also got myself the tote bag, as you can see. The anagram for Shocker. and on the front, it's got the Scene Shocker logo. And this was actually my default bag, because one thing that this has over the Decade one that I showed is, even though it has the two handles, it comes with a longer strap in the middle, so as you can tell, I actually had to carry around my little man purse, just like this. Just looking fancy, just being like, Samaru Shoka. I wasn't walking around singing, like, carrying this around, obviously. And now, I'm almost done. Now, I went to Kamen Rider the Diner, where not only I got to be with my family for that occasion, but I'm also gonna call it what I'll call our Kamen Rider Day, March 18th, where we got to see not only Shin Kamen Rider, but also do that. And the three things that I actually got in there was, hold on a sec, I am missing, no, I'm not missing something because it's already in my hands. I got myself 2 coasters of Decade and X8, and they also had other coasters from the Showa era as well, but I can't remember if they have some from the Reiwa era, even though we don't have a whole lot of Reiwa. I got those, and with our little freebies, I was also cosplaying as Tsukasa for that occasion, and I know this is gonna sound crazy to some of you guys, but I actually have a husband now, and I'm a wife, and my husband was cosplaying as Tachibana-san, and one of the things that we got as our freebies was this. Now, whether or not it was on purpose, I can't say for myself, but I'm glad to have this. But my family decided to give me other coasters of X8 and Den-O, and the little, what I'll call the soy sauce dish. Excuse me. I got stronger, and there was also X and Kuga. And the cookie that I got with this, I think I got Shin as the cookie, but let's just say the food was great. I've seen some people actually share their experience with the diner before they added the Super Sentai portion to commemorate more of Shotaro Ishinomori's work. But I feel like if they wanted to go the extra mile for that, I guess I'll call it remodeling, they could rebrand it as Superhero Time the Diner or something like that. When I think of Kamen Rider the Diner, I think of like something like just nothing but Kamen Rider. But with Super Sentai thrown in the mix, it's a little misleading, but not completely misleading, as it's like a perfect balance of two of Ishinomori's work, like I said. I'm so glad I went. And I'm also glad I got to sit in the chair as well. And let's see if there's anything else that I missed. 2 more things. SD Shin Kamen Rider for the Switch, and I can't believe I yeeted my own game. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to go through too far into the game. I've actually beaten Spider-Man so far. I still need to beat Batman, and let's just say from my experience, even when I still have a lot to learn regarding the language from a verbal and a written level, gameplay-wise, this is a game, despite its art style, it's a game that doesn't hold your hand. Not by a long shot. But I'm so glad with my purchase. And now the last thing that I actually got, I actually visited the Shin Superhero exhibit. I think that's what it's called. The Shin Japan Heroes Amusement World. I got to experience just a little bit of it, not all of it, but I actually got to experience a little standee showcasing the Shin properties of Shin Godzilla Evangelion, which I still need to watch, but I've also heard how much of a clusterfuck it is. And also Shin Ultraman, which some of you guys know I reviewed not too long ago, despite me still needing to watch Ultraman. And of course, what I came to see, Shin Kamen Rider, just for Japan. This was actually the very last thing, and the one thing I really wanted the most out of everything that I was eyeballing. And I couldn't say no to this. I wasn't able to experience the whole thing, unfortunately. With the purchase that I got was technically something that I was trying to search far and wide for. When the store was about to close, before we left, one of the employees there was like, 5 minutes until the store closes, and my sister was like, go in there and buy this thing. And I just didn't bother searching for everything else within the store itself. I was like, this is the one thing that I wanted to buy the most out of everything else. I don't care about like any keychains or any other pens or card holders or wallets or drink holders or, well, you get the point. But the one thing that I consider my holy grail purchase in anything throughout my entire journey, the deluxe Scene Typhoon. And judging by the motor and how much of a rumble it gives when you play around with it, it definitely gives off the driver vibes regarding that. But yeah, there are things that interest me and things that I could definitely fix myself and definitely find some ways to improve on this. But I'm happy with this purchase, and I didn't even bother with the Nigel Typhoon, unfortunately. I know one of my friends was eyeballing that as well, but I'm happy with just this. Yeah, when I saw this on display with the CSM belts, this and the Nigel Typhoon were also on display. My first impressions, just from a faraway distance, was like, wait, is this a CSM belt that I'm not aware of? But no. On display, it was the DX belt, and I was like, holy shit, this thing is huge. And yeah, huge it is, but not for my American waistline. I have to rely on extenders, unfortunately. This was like my one-all, be-all purchase out of everything else. Oh my god. So many good memories. But yeah, so glad I got this. Oh yeah, sorry about doing a last minute recording, but I also got some spring season blend of some Sakura Starbucks. Luckily, despite me still learning the language, I was able to get these grounded for free, despite them being a whole bean when I first purchased these. But yeah, they're a dark cherry and spice blend. I mean, I definitely taste the spice. Not so much of the cherry. Not sure if it's just me, but yeah. This kind of coffee definitely hits way differently compared to any other US Starbucks. So yeah, I've said everything that I've said regarding my visit, at least regarding merch. And now for Japan itself as a country and what I've experienced throughout my trip, I'll put those in separate videos. But for now, I'm just glad with all that I've purchased, and even just trying to get that one country off my bucket list to cross off as one of my locations to visit. And I'm just happy, thankful, and appreciative of the things that my friends and family do for me. If I could, I would definitely take a bullet at like the worst possible circumstance at the right opportune moment. I just feel like I have so much to give in return. So much to give and thank for in return as well. And in the meantime, I'll definitely share my experiences throughout each day when I can. And until the next time, sayonara. I need to get some sleep and clean up. I'll talk to you later.